have just received the iLoud Precision MTM monitors from IK Multimedia. And of course 2 of them, because stereo is the new mono. And I'm going to unbox, check them out, review them all in this video. So let's get started. First things first, there's also a third package. I don't know what's in there yet. I actually wanted to review the original iLoud monitors. I saw them at Super Booth in 2019, but you know, things go the way they go, and both I and IK Multimedia never remembered to actually do it. A few weeks ago I did run into 2 representatives from IK Multimedia at 42 Gear Street, and we were talking about speakers and about the fact that I'm nowadays very much spoiled. My music studio has the Leonard Quasar system, which is, if you ask me, the most precise speaker system in the world. I've never heard a system that can actually top what my speakers are able to do. And I don't want to be arrogant here, but I'm very spoiled by the precision of those speakers. And the people from IK Multimedia actually liked to be challenged a little bit and wanted to send the precision version of the monitors. So these are handcrafted and individually calibrated in Italy. Ultra linear frequency response with extended low end. But is that low end then still linear? True linear phase and coherent time response. Time response is way more important than frequency response actually. I rather have a system with a slight difference of frequency response, like true frequency response, when it's time linear than the other way around. Built-in ARC, that's their room correction software. Nah. There it is. The speaker. Okay. We even have a branded pouch, so you know where your money goes. Goes into the packaging material. Let's see. We've got our on and off, our standard AC connection. We've got our cable here. We've got our input for our ARC mic. We've got our audio input, which, as far as I can see, is only an analog input. So there's no, like, you cannot go in there with AES, I think. We've got a USB connection, probably for the room correction. I don't think there's an interface in here, but we'll figure that out. Got level, low frequency extension, low frequency plus minus, high frequency plus minus, calibrated or flat preset or desk preset, auto standby. And we got our control in and out. That's probably for this little thing. And we got a port for our subs. So this is a ported speaker, which is more room dependent actually. Whenever you have problems with a room, it's better to have a closed box speaker usually. So let's put that one over there. Let's check what's in here. Oh, the flimsy plastic IK Multimedia ARC microphone. I want to quickly check these isolation pods, because one of the things I've noticed now that in my standing position they're not really pointed at me. Maybe I can just put 2 of these under it like this. Yeah, this looks pretty nice actually. All right, let's quickly do a first impressions. Well, I gotta say honestly, like, first impression of like the first minute that I'm listening to them, they do not disappoint. They really struggle in this room with the low frequencies, but you know, it's unfair because it's literally like very difficult for them to produce them in here. But I'm happily surprised by the impulse response of them. And not the impulse response of like an impulse response that you can make from a guitar cap or something. No, with impulse response I mean transient response. I think that's better. So the speed of the drivers, it actually already, it's not bad, really not bad. All right, let's check this. Got our microphone here. I got it plugged into the left speaker. Next, follow the point as indicated in the image. The mic position may be approximate. Oh, okay. So when I'm like, it should be here. Point 1 ready. Click on capture point. Point 2 is ready to capture. That's over here. Calibration done. Okay, that's a lot quicker than with the with the ARC package that I've reviewed. I'll probably link to that in the corner if I don't forget to link it. But here we can see the measurement we made, and it's actually exactly what I expected. And what we can see here is a big dip, like -3 decibels at 50 hertz, and that's literally because of this room. This room is pretty small, and of course, like, this is literally the comb filtering. This is what I was hearing already. Probably because of the desk that it's standing on, maybe also because of the room. And this is probably because of the height. So if we look at this speaker and we look at it from my own height, which is like this height. So if I keep this horizontally, you'll see that the high frequency driver is a lot lower in the speaker. That's a downside of this configuration of drivers. So it's not pointing directly at me, it's a bit lower. So that is probably why we are seeing a dip here and a peak here, I think. This actually goes pretty well, this. I was expecting this to be worse. Now I also do need to calibrate the right speaker. Alright, so I think this is the second speaker, this is the first one, left and right. And we're seeing roughly the same curve. So this is all effect of the room and desk and stuff. I'm really interested, like, the after curve. So over here it's not filtering everything. Yeah, that's of course going to be very difficult for a filter to do. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this is really easy to configure. Just right clicking. Mute, dim. Like, I rather have those type of functions on a remote than different speaker types. If you really want to listen to different speaker types, just get a different speaker type, a physical different one. That's better than all this stuff. So maybe put mute on 3, then I can, yeah, okay. Interesting, and this proves yet again that it's not as simple as just, you know, fixing it all with the monitors. It's definitely also the room, because what I am hearing when I'm enabling the room correction is that indeed I get a flatter response, but that is also fighting against the room a lot, and that's not going to help me or anyone in any mixing or mastering or recording session whatsoever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to test these in a few different situations. I'm going to place them differently in this room, and then we're going to switch to my thoughts a few weeks from now. And we are a few weeks ahead now. I've been using these in my editing setup for a bit. And before we are going to do the ultimate test with them, I want to say that these actually performed quite impressive considering the room that I'm in, which is not ideal. The placement is not ideal. And the size of the speakers is actually a bit too big for this room. But they still performed pretty good. I'm a bit impressed by that because, you know, the IK Multimedia brand, at least in my head, wasn't really a high-end brand. IK Multimedia to me always felt like functional products, like products that just worked, that just did their job and everything. But they're really starting to cross into the more high-end territory with these monitors. So before I can really draw that conclusion, I want to take them now to my other studio for the ultimate comparison test. And I've calibrated the monitors again to this room this time and worked on it for a little while. And, well, of course they couldn't keep up with Quasar, but that's of course not the goal of these monitors. Because first of all, there's a huge price difference between the two. And second of all, there's a size difference as well. Like, if you really need to move air and stuff, you need bigger speakers. It's as simple as that. So anyway, I've used them in here. I've used them in my other room for mostly video editing as well. And what I've noticed is that the precision in the name is really what defines these speakers. They are way more precise than other speakers at the same price point. I really appreciate that of those speakers. And what I also really like is that it has built-in room correction. That makes it, well, basically a lot easier. However, I did have a little problem with the room correction. When using that little remote control, I could easily switch the room correction on and off. And while the room corrected mode obviously sounded better in balance from a frequency perspective, it did smear my stereo field a little bit. So the stereo field wasn't as clear as it was without the corrections. And that's logical, of course, because you're filtering differently on the left channel than you're doing on the right channel, because you're calibrating each monitor independent from each other. And it's me from the edit. I did do a little bit more research on this stereo field image, and the issue is basically caused by the microphone positioning during the calibration. So what you have to do when doing the whole arc calibration is making sure to use the exact same microphone positions for the left and the right speaker. Now, this is a bit cumbersome, and I don't understand why their software doesn't take that into account. Should be an easy tweak to also send a calibration tone through the right speaker and evaluate that one as well. But yeah, for now, this is how it works, and this is how to get the best results out of the speakers. So yeah, I think IK Multimedia did a great job on these. I've never tested the other iLoud series monitors, so I don't know how they sound. But these are really promising, actually. The only thing that I have to bitch about it is the room correction stereo field thing. And other than that, if you take into account the size of the monitors and matching them to your room and everything, they really perform really well. Now, as always, and this is the case with all speakers, and yes, these ones are customizable in the software and all that kind of stuff, but still, they do have their own sound, just as every other speaker has. And what I always recommend is make sure that you can test them out. If there's a dealer somewhere in your neighborhood, ask if they have a demo version that you can test in your own studio for 1 or 2 weeks or something. Maybe even compare with your other monitors if you have other ones to see if it's an improvement or not. And if that isn't possible, at least make sure that you can listen to them at the dealer, at the shop, at the wherever you are going to get them, because there is some personal preference in selecting your monitoring system. Important to keep that in mind as well. Now, before I'm going to end this video, I want to know from all of you if you liked it doing the video this way. I'm experimenting a little bit with these hardware reviews and checking out new ways of storytelling, but I'm noticing that I'm not very good at it yet. So I would love to hear all the input in the comments down below. What I also want to say is that my IK Multimedia videos look sponsored, but what we've seen in the past is that whenever I'm sponsored, it's pretty obvious. And this time I wasn't. IK Multimedia did send me these monitors. I have the boxes of them stored upstairs, and you know, I can just package them up and send them back to IK Multimedia or do something else with it. If they decide that they can stay here, I'll probably use them for a little while in my other studio until I have the speakers for there, and then I will give them away to a friend or somebody that can really use them, if that's the case. But I don't know. Usually discuss these things afterwards with brands because I want to stay unbiased. And by the way, I already have very good speakers, so there's not really a need to make a good video so that I can keep these. I don't care. If you like my independence, if you appreciate that, make sure to check out my affiliate links. I'll link to the iLouds in the description and down below with affiliate links. And if you use those links, a little bit of your purchase gets kicked back to me. Also, if you buy something else in one of those shops, I'll put the QR codes over here. It's the same way. So just after clicking that link, whatever you purchase in the next few days. So make sure to click those links. It's highly appreciated if you do that. If you don't want to purchase something but just want to throw money at your screen, you can send me a super thanks. There's a button for that somewhere down below. And there is a button where you can join the channel. There's now a 99 cents membership tier, which is just a support tier that places a little star behind your name when you're commenting, so you're showing that you're supporting the channel. And there are also other tiers where you get early access to these videos and an exclusive content tier that I really need to work on, but yeah, I'll link that over here. Last way to support me on the whole YouTube platform is by watching more videos, and link in the same video over here. Thanks a lot for watching, keep pushing, and bye bye.